What is going on, Red Squad, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to rank all of the updates in Sonic Speed Simulator from the absolute best to the absolute worst. And I also want to say a big, huge thank you to all of you that have been using star code RedNinja. You guys are rock stars. Okay, so starting things off, we had the Knuckles event, and in my opinion, this was one of my favorite events because this came out right when the movie came out. It was also our first update that we got a brand new Chow as well. So here's what I got to say about this event, guys. Knuckles is one of my favorite characters in Sonic, and that event got me so hyped because he was our very first character released besides Sonic and Tails, and this event did come with Sonic Riders, which you guys know I love the fact that they released that skin for just being a code unlock. So for that, I gotta give this event an SS rank. Game Fam Studios wasn't 100% sure how they were gonna start releasing this, but you know what? For this being our very first one, I liked it a lot. Next up, we had the Sailor Tails event, which is our very first scavenger hunt in Sonic Speed Simulator. This one was a little bit different because they hit a bunch of cards around the maps, and the cards only stayed active for I think 5 to 7 minutes, and basically you had to run around after the 5 to 7 minutes was up. You had to wait for 5 to 7 minutes, and it was another idea that Game Fam Studios wanted to try to get the player a little more involved with each individual update. Personally, I didn't really like this event. I thought the Sailor Tails skin is probably one of my least favorite skins in the game. Some of you guys liked them, and actually Sailor Tails was based on a plushie concept. But for me personally, I wasn't a really big fan of this event. So before I give this event a rank, I just want to say the event itself, I understand why it was what it was, because after this event, they were making Hilltop, and that was the biggest map that this game has seen so far. So I get why they released it, because they had so much work to do with Hilltop. So because of that, I have to give the Sailor Tails event a C, and I get it's because that they were making Hilltop, but that's okay. Which brings us to our next one, the Hilltop update. And actually, this one is probably one of my favorite updates in Sonic Speed Simulator because this map took so much work to build. It is massive. One of the biggest maps, if not the biggest map in Sonic Speed Simulator. I was super impressed with this. I remember when this first came out, I was like, wow, how did you guys have so much time to make this? There are grind rails everywhere. There are so many ways to go fast. I mean, Hilltop is so big that Game Fam Studios actually had to pause and rework the map because it took so much time to load. So because of the work put in and because the map was so massive and took so much time to make, I have to give the Hilltop update a double S rank in front of the Knuckles update. One of my favorite updates in Sonic Speed Sim. Great job, Game Fam Studios. Okay, and next up is the Amy Rose event, and this one was actually an updated scavenger hunt that we saw from the Sailor Tails. We had to collect a whole bunch of crystals in a bunch of different maps. I think I spent a lot of my time at Hilltop for this one because there were so many crystals to collect. And actually, guys, for this being the very first scavenger hunt, I didn't actually hate this event. I thought it was actually okay because we haven't seen anything like this in Sonic Speed Simulator quite yet. It was a brand new idea. I thought it was really cool, a really interesting way to release a character, and you guys know how I feel about Amy. But with that said, I gotta give the Amy Rose event an A because it was our first scavenger hunt. We haven't seen anything like that before, and the event itself was actually pretty fun. And on top of that, you spend a majority of your time in Hilltop, so it actually worked out pretty well. All right, moving on to the next event. This was the treasure hunt for the Treasure Hunter Knuckles skin. And this event, I actually didn't mind either. You got a brand new trail, you had to collect a bunch of keys, and once again, you had to do a lot more of a scavenger hunt, but it was only our second scavenger hunt, and they added the idea of doing keys as well, and I thought that was actually pretty cool. This event was great. It was very similar to the Amy event. A lot of the crystals were in the same exact spot, but it added a little bit of a different element to it by finding these Eggman keys that were scattered across all the worlds. I'm going to give the Treasure Hunter Knuckles event an A because it did have a little bit of a different feel from the Amy event. All right, next up on the list, we got the Stealth Suit Sonic event, which actually released with Chemical Plant. I like this event a lot because they hit a bunch of these data discs around Chemical Plant, and they really made you understand the map. It was an event that was solely focused inside of Chemical Plant, and this is actually one of my favorite maps in the game as well, along with Hilltop, and I really like the Stealth Suit Sonic skin. I thought this was a really good way to showcase a map. The character was really, really good, and I think the event played very nicely because the map is so different than all the other ones as well. So for that reason, everybody, I'm going to give the Stealth Suit Sonic event a double S rank because of the fact that it came with Chemical Plant, and the Stealth Suit Sonic skin is actually pretty dope. Moving on to the next one is the Master Chow event. And everybody, you know, there's a lot of people that don't like this event. I'm one of them. This isn't a great event, but like I said, this event did give us the Chow enchantment system as a teaser, but I'm sorry, this event just wasn't as impactful as previous events, and I think a lot of people would agree. So for that reason, I think it's pretty obvious that the Master Chow event goes in the C rank. It's just that do I put it in front of Tails or put it after Tails? I just didn't love the Tails event. but this one did add some new things, so I'd have to say it probably goes in front of Tails. It's just a little bit better than the Tails event. So for the next one, we had the Beach Party event, and this one actually gave us 5 chows for the very first time that we could evolve, which I thought was really, really cool. You actually got 2 skins for the very first time in an event with the Chef Amy skin and the Summer Sonic skin, and I thought that was a really, really cool thing. They added a bunch of new features with this event that I think I liked a lot. Yes, it was another scavenger hunt, but the fact that they added 2 skins and the fact that they gave us a chow that you could evolve, it was actually a pretty nice change of pace from previous events. So the fact that you gave us an evolved chow and 2 skins, I gotta give the Beach Party event an S, because always adding on to updates and not taking anything away is actually a pretty huge bonus. So for that, it gets an S. Okay, now moving on to one of the best events that Sonic Speed Simulator has ever done, and that was Metal Madness. You had to collect some chow, you had to get the best time, but you gotta race Metal Sonic inside of Stardust Speedway, and I thought that was seriously one of the most innovative things that this game has done so far. They actually added a racetrack into a speed simulator. All of us were just like, what? This is awesome. I loved racing through this. I loved trying to get my best time. I think I probably did this race like 50 times the week that it actually came out. And they had these spikes everywhere. It actually made it pretty difficult. I thought this was awesome. I would really love to see more racetracks added to Sonic Speed Simulator. Game Fam Studios, you could not be more on the nose with a speed simulator than adding racetracks. And nothing says Sonic the Hedgehog more than being able to race your friends in a race. And not to mention the Metal Sonic skin was absolutely amazing. So guys, I think it is absolutely zero question that the Metal Madness event is the #1 event so far in Sonic Speed Simulator by a landslide. If there was a triple S rank, I would put it there. Moving right along to Sonic's 31st birthday update, this one was really close to being my favorite, because once again, we got 2 skins and probably the best skin to come to Sonic Speed Simulator yet. We got the birthday Sonic skin and the classic Sonic skin. And yes, once again, it was another scavenger hunt, but with the addition of classic Sonic, this update gets a massive bonus. As longtime fans of Sonic the Hedgehog, you cannot tell me that this is not the best skin so far in this game. The run is everything. The jump, the noises that he makes when he jumps because he gets the actual old school sound. I thought this was great. This event was absolutely fantastic. It was a scavenger hunt, yes, but the skin definitely made up for it. Because Classic Sonic is such a savage, this event gets to sit firmly behind Metal Madness simply because the characters released were so awesome. And moving right along to the Firework Festival, once again, this event was very similar to the previous event. It was almost an exact reskin of the previous event as well. We got our very first chows that had power. We had a bunch of new stuff, but they did add the Firework Festival obby. The only downside is that the Firework Festival obby was not ready when the event came out. So that gives this event a little bit of a different rank than it would have originally if it would have released with the Firework obby. They did give us 2 different characters, even though one of them was Summer Amy, and Adventure Knuckles is one of my favorite skins in the game. But for that reason, I gotta say this event does get a B grade simply because that Firework Festival obby did not come out at the same time. And because I lost power while I was editing this, part 2 of this will come out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that.